Thanks for tuning in to the JOAT podcast. You're now rocking with Deuce Madden, a.k.a. Steady Low, Cousin P, the Godson, and yours truly, Louis Joe. What's going on, guys?
What's going on, bro? Grand Rising.
Grand Rising. You still feel grand?
I feel grand. Yeah, I do.
Nice, nice. What's up, Lo?
What up, brother?
Happy to be here with y'all, man.
It's a pleasure.
So today's special guest, she's young. She's talented. There's a fly?
Yeah, that.
Them little fruit flies back right now.
Okay. Them fruit that you ate last.
Oh, no.
Yeah. She's young. She's talented. You know, she's her own force, and she happened to be doing a lot of great things for the state of Arkansas and from where she's from. Y'all help us welcome in Adaja Cooper.
Welcome.
Adaja, what's up?
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
You sound so cheerful.
Hi. So Adaja, how you been?
I've been good, you know, staying busy.
Busy.
But, yeah.
What does busy entail? Like, what does that consist of for you?
You know, full-time student, so I attend Hendrix as an art student, and commissions, and then murals, and I work 2 jobs, so I just try and like balance everything. That's what busy means.
Wow.
Getting it.
Yeah.
That's man, commission. So when you say commissions, exactly break that down. What exactly does that consist of?
So it means that I have like a set price for different canvas paintings that I offer. So if anyone wants like a portrait or like a family picture, a picture of their dog or anything, they come to me with the information, and then I paint it for them. They pay me, and so it's like a personal painting for them.
Wow. Yeah. So how does the art actually work? Because like, say for instance, like does every piece of art that you do, does that like have your name on it, and is it like copyrighted, published, or anything? How does that work?
So I think in the art community, it kind of works that if you write your name on something, and it's not somebody else like exact idea, then you know it's yours, you own it, and that kind of protects you, like your signature protects you.
Okay.
So in the art world, y'all got a secret code? You just
I
understood?
I think so.
Dope.
So as long as my name is on it, you know, it's mine, and yeah, I just try to keep it consistent with my signature logo thing.
Gotcha.
Nice. And so I brought up that you know that you are you know a face of Arkansas. Within the last couple of years, your name has grown and people have gotten to know you and everything. Let's start from the beginning. You know, where did you get this artistry, this work? Where did you get the passion for art from?
So it was in high school. I say high school like it's so far away, but it was in the 10th grade when I took my first drawing class, and it was like the basic drawing. Like we're drawing lines for hours. And then the teacher at the end, he gave me some paper and some like basic paints and was like, here, you know, go crazy. And that summer, you know, I was painting like random things just to make some money. And like I really liked it. And then next year I got into governor school. I tried to get in for science, but they accepted me for art. So it's kind of like, you know, switched the journey for me. And that summer, you know, I started using oils. My senior year in high school, that's when I really started painting like consistently, and that's when like my love grew for it. And I actually had like an art teacher. His name was Rex Deloney. He's more like a mentor to me now, and he really taught me like everything I needed to know to be like the painter that I am today. And he does murals too, and I still reach out to him for like advice and tips and stuff. So that's really where it started, was governor school and then Rex Deloney.
So you started art painting in the 10th grade.
Yes.
So
like
prior to that, you didn't have like no experience or anything.
Not even crayons on the wall.
I mean,
at the
yeah,
house.
crayons and stuff, but like paint, more like finger painting. That's all I would do. I would do like cartoons and stuff, like a little what's it called, like the comic books. I would do those, but I never really dabbled in painting.
Wow. So 10th grade, and that's what 15, 16 years old.
Yep.
And now you're a sophomore,
a junior
a junior in college. And so that's over a period of 5 years, pretty much.
Yep.
Wow. That's
intriguing.
very intriguing. So the what would you say was your first like painting that really got Adaja out there?
That's a great question. Okay, so at Governor's School, that's when I first started using oils, and I was working on this one piece. It was titled Speak No Evil, and it was like 2 feet by 2 feet. And we were trying to like get everything ready for like the end of the show, end of the summer show. And so I was painting on it, and then I had to leave for this like competition I was in. I came back, I only had 1 day to finish the painting, and I was like halfway done. And so I finished it real fast. And then the next day it was on display. And I remember like looking at it, and everyone kind of like crowded around, oh my gosh, look at that painting, oh man. And I was like, oh shoot, like I'm, you know,
done half-assed
I'm kind of fine. Yeah. I was like, I'm kind of fine. And I still like look at that painting, and it was just like, it was like a definite start in like my art career, you know. It was the first time like my art was really on display too. And for it to be, I don't know, that's special for me, and I still see it like often. So yeah, that was probably at the beginning.
I was like, just to go back real quick, what is Governor's School for people that don't know? Because I don't know, so enlighten me.
Okay, so Governor's School is like a 6-week summer program at Hendrix, actually, or it used to be at Hendrix, and it's like a immersive program. So they have different disciplinaries like art, science, math, history, like all types of subjects that students attend from around the state of Arkansas, all around like 11th grade year. Can only come your 11th grade year.
It's like
Girls State,
Girls State, Boys
like
State,
Girls State,
kind of like
Boys
that.
Kind of, but not political.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it's pretty much you going to the school for like a summer camp with the emphasis on something.
exactly. Yeah.
How did your relationship with Rex begin? Was it something like you reached out to him, or he saw something in you and it went from there? Or?
So, actually, at Governor's School, Rex is a teacher he taught me in my senior year, but he was also a teacher at Central for a while. And he came by Governor's School, like the end of the summer thing, and he saw my painting, and he talked to like the instructor of Governor's School for art, and he was like, yeah, you need to tell her to take my class next year. And so that happened senior year, and not gonna lie, he's like a very, very tough, loving instructor. And I didn't understand that at first. I thought, oh my gosh, he don't like my paintings. But he really like molded me into a painter. You know, I was just a person that painted at first, and I happened to be kind of good at it, you know. But he helped me see painting as like a tool to convey stories and emotions and like really bring life to somebody. So that I'm beyond thankful for that, because without him I wouldn't be the painter that I am.
That's good. Shout out to Rex.
Yes.
And so for a painting, you know, it's easy to see a picture and say that, hey, I'm going to paint that, I'm going to do this. But you, on the other hand, you do paint things that people request, but how do you dig? What is it like? How do you come up with your own creativity? So how do you actually get down to say that, hey, you know, I'm thinking of this, like an artist, you know, like a music artist. Some artists, they prefer to be in a stage of where, you know, like if you're a trap rapper, they prefer to be around that environment, and that's when they create their best work, you know. What's your creativity? What does that consist of?
So my paintings really, I paint a lot of Black people just to be, you know.
Yeah.
So what I like to do is just put myself in Black culture, you know. I have a Black family, obviously, and then watching like music videos or watching old movies, like Set It Off, one of my favorite movies. I love watching, and it's just it's not even really the content, but just like the way it's framed. I just love watching and like visually being around that type of environment, and that always kind of like, you know, makes its way into my artwork, whether I like to, you know, or not. And also nature is really helpful, just helps me clear my mind, and it's always just like the kind of like the ground zero for me.
Yeah. So have you ever reached a point where, you know, that you was just in a box where you couldn't, you know, reach your potential or creativity, where you just wasn't feeling it?
Yeah, that happens often, actually. Really, after every like really, really big painting I do, it's always like a little drought that I have, and it's just, I just feel wiped out, and you know, like it's always like, how can I top this? You know, like how can I make it bigger and better? Which is really not about that. It's just about, you know, continuing that journey. But sometimes it does get kind of hard.
Wow. And where are you born and raised at?
I was born in Magnolia, Arkansas.
Magnolia, Arkansas. Man.
Yeah. And I was raised in Little Rock, Arkansas.
How old were you when you got to Little Rock?
Like six or 7, yeah.
Wow. So, and I remember when you were a senior in high school, you actually not committed, but you were going to Hendrix.
Yes.
But you at UCA right now.
Oh, no. I actually applied to UCA, but I committed to Hendrix. So yeah, I'm at Hendrix right now.
Oh, you're at Hendrix right now.
Yes.
Okay. Nice. Man, that's major. So, and with you say you like paint the culture and everything. So I'm sure, you know, as your brand, Adaja Cooper, is getting bigger, kids see you, people see you, and everything. So how has that changed your day-to-day life?
It's definitely changed. It's really humbling, actually. Like, you know, I'm still in school, so a lot of students will like come up and say, "Oh my gosh, like I saw your billboard," or "Oh my gosh, your paintings are just great, and can you paint my grandmother?" And I'm like, "Yes, thank you." You know, it's just like overwhelming sometimes, and I always forget that, you know, I'm a painter and like I do these things, and but it's always just so like mind blowing to me, and even like in drive-throughs, like places I wouldn't expect, they'll be like, "Hey, you're that girl that was, you know, on the news for so and so." So, like it's really, really humbling, and I'm just so thankful for Little Rock, and, you know.
Nice.
How was your upbringing as far as family-wise? What was that connection like? Or did you have a close-knit family, or what was going on with that?
My family is amazing. Shout out to them, the village, for helping me. Because my mom, she was a single mother, but she like did a great job raising me, and she's just so inspirational with everything she does, like family-wise, career-wise, education. She's getting her PhD right now, like in the works.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
dope.
so she's just dope all around. I'm trying to be like her, you know. But and then, you know, of course, my grandmother is just amazing. Love her. Yeah, everyone was just always like spot on there, and then of course friends as well.
No siblings?
I was just about to
Yes,
ask
I
you.
have a little sister. She's 9.
Okay.
She's a sweetheart. Yes, and
Is she into art too now? Seeing big sis doing her thing?
yeah, she's getting there. Like, she's more into science, which I appreciate, you know. But she does a lot of drawings too.
What is your course curriculum like in the art field? How's that? Is it drawing every day, paint every day?
So, yes, but so I am a visual arts major, but I'm also like a business minor, because one of my jobs, I work at a museum, like on campus. So, you know, it's just nice having like that extra experience. But I'm only taking one painting class this semester. So even though I only paint like twice a week with them, I paint, or at least I try to paint every day for at least like an hour or two. So it is kind of like paint, but it's not for class really.
What's the significance of oil versus any other type of painting?
Okay, so that's a great question. So acrylics are like kind of like plastic based, and it's really good for like backgrounds. I'm pretty sure that's acrylic actually. Really good for backgrounds and like having more vibrant colors, and it dries really quickly. And oils are kind of like the Mona Lisa. That's oil, and it's more like softer, and it's easy to blend, and it's kind of not bland, but it's kind of like, it looks kind of washed out almost. You know, it's not as vibrant. So I use both of them, like the acrylics for the background to make like a really colorful, vibrant background. And I use it to kind of build up the figure that I'm going to paint. Then I use oils on top of like the facial features to kind of like make it more realistic.
Okay, cool. The transition from like your normal paint to actually like painting murals, like how was that?
That was interesting. It was really interesting. Yes. It came like the opportunity for my first mural came like out of nowhere. And you know, I'm really thankful that it just happened. Actually happened like during my first solo art show. You know, like the offer came up, and so I was like, yes, please.
And was it like a was that Black history? Like, was it Black history oriented, the culture oriented, or was that just, hey, would you like to do a mural, and you ended up doing something for the culture?
So it was more like we had this opportunity. I see her work, and we would love to have her like a part of this larger mural community, and that happened almost exactly a year ago, actually. So, and that kind of like just changed the game, like just my entire art career just changed it.
Financially or workload wise?
Both.
Definitely
both. Yeah.
So with the like murals of, you know, and you're doing these on like sides of buildings, like what's the like criteria or like just the, I guess, difficulties versus like doing just a canvas or a 2x2?
Okay. So one thing is just, you know, the size. It's obviously like a huge challenge for some people. And, you know, there's technology to overcome that. But, you know, I kind of just do like the grid method. So I make a lot of boxes. And then, you know, I kind of like trace my way around what I'm drawing. Gotcha. And another thing that I didn't know was going to be a challenge was depending on your location, you know, you could have like traffic and the sun beaming down
you don't even
on
think
you,
about that,
people
yeah.
honking, like spiders.
Damn.
Down like pressure wash.
Yeah, no. And actually, the mural I'm working on right now, it's at a pet shop, and so I'm painting like right beside a
snake.
like aquarium with a fish in it. So like
Piranhas.
But it's like, you know, spray paint fumes everywhere, so I gotta like cover all of that, you know, so the fish don't die. But you know, it's all types of things. You really don't know until you see the space, you know.
What does the sun effect does to while you paint a mural? What is that?
My body temperature.
I'm thinking you talking about the damn paint.
No, I get hot.
She was gonna say it dry fast.
Dry too fast.
No, I get hot. That's the problem.
Yeah, gotcha.
I sure thought she was saying like
Yeah.
it dry the paint too fast. She said,
I was like, how long does it usually take for you to complete a mural? Like what we looking at out here, something like that. What would it take you to? How long would it take for you to do something like that?
Around like 4 or 5 days if I'm working, you know, nonstop.
On something that size?
Yes.
wow.
Oh,
Yes.
this size.
I'm looking over here.
This.
Oh.
Wait. Oh,
That's
this
That's a
one.
month right there.
Oh yeah, that's like a good month.
But you can do this in 4 or 5 days?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what about behind us? This is like what? You can do
That's
that.
nice. That's probably like a week.
And this oil base, ain't it?
It looks oil. Yeah, it does.
The first show when you got your opportunity to do the mural, where was that at?
That was at the House of Art in North Little Rock.
Okay.
Chris James.
Yes.
Chris
mhm.
James.
Yep.
Wow.
Very first.
And that's actually where we happened to be going to dinner one night, me and my family, and we walked past the House of Art, and Chris was sitting in there, and I was looking, and he saw me looking, and he was like, "Hey, come in." So he called me in there, and me and my family went in there, and that place is unique.
Yeah.
It's very unique, and that's where we seen your art for the first time.
Wow.
And he was telling us like, this art here is from an Arkansas artist, Adaja Cooper, and my daughter fell in love with the Badu.
Oh.
She fell in love with
Yes.
that, but that was the one that it was. I think either it wasn't for sale or it wasn't for sale, or somebody had already claimed it. One of those.
Gotcha.
So she got the Afro puff.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't know your specific name, so I saw that she got the Afro puff. And when on the way when I told her we were doing a podcast with you, she said, "Well, make sure you get the Erykah Badu one." Well, she want that Erykah Badu one.
Did Rex assist you with your first mural?
No, actually, the first mural I kind of did on my own, but it wasn't like a huge mural. It was it was a wall, but it wasn't like too much taller than me, so I kind of did a lot of the sketching and the rendering and stuff.
Boy, homie.
It's early, man. Oh man.
Hey, so you go ahead, bro.
No, I was just wondering because I said like murals and stuff. I guess like you're working with bigger wall, a bigger canvas. So I'm saying I'm guessing strokes are bigger. You can use more paint. Is there more room for error on the mirror since it's so big? I said mirror on a mural.
I mean, yes, for sure. I think scale is like the biggest thing you can mess up on, because it's easy to make like the head too small and the body all big and stuff. But that's kind of like where the grid comes in. Like you can use that as a reference for, how big to make certain things. And that's what I did for my first mural, is because it was a body, and so I didn't want to make like the legs too small and then the arms like ginormous. So
I remember hearing you say, now you got technology that can help. What technology were you referring to?
So some artists use like, what's it called? Projectors. They use projectors to like project their sketch onto a wall.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then they can just like
they cheating.
You can go up there and just sketch it.
They knocking
is
out
that
the
cheating?
hard part.
Is it like a black eye within the art community? Like,
I mean, to some people, I don't think it's cheating if you sketched it out. But if you're using somebody else's art and then like sketching on it, that's cheating. That's stealing, really.
yeah.
But I mean, it helps a lot. It helps a lot. But,
Have you personally had to deal with like somebody stealing your work?
I had to deal with people like reposting it and not tagging me, but I don't think that is necessarily like stealing. It's just
So you get like offended when they repost it and not tag you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I should. Yeah, but also it's kind of flattering because I always go in the comments and be like, "Oh, thank you so much for sharing my work." But
And that's also a sense of you actually don't know exactly how big you are, because you're not able to see what everybody else is, saying and doing and saying about your work and sharing your work.
exactly.
Did you tag Badu in the picture?
I did, and she didn't like my post, but she liked another post that was reposted of my art. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like,
Did they tag you?
yes, in the comments, but they didn't tag me in the picture.
Oh, okay.
So
I
I let it slide, but
Slide that time. The next time you gonna have to slide on
I
it.
do. Thank you. That's me.
Yeah, I would have added to it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Have anybody came to you for a custom painting and you was like something that you prefer not to do?
Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about it, 'cause
Don't say the name.
exactly.
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
say
But
the
it was
name.
like a little weird, like a little
Erotic?
a little bloody. No, a little
Oh, like
bloody.
gory.
Oh.
Yeah, and I was like,
Oh.
I don't do that.
Money. All money ain't good money.
So moving into the 7th Street mural, during the time where there were the riots, Black Lives Matters, the United States itself was kind of
In an uproar.
In an uproar, a lot of division going on. Where were you at mentally during that stage?
I was just feel like a lot of people just kind of I wouldn't even say down. It was just kind of, I was expecting for things to just, keep spiraling. It was like a negative but also like hopeful mindset. Like with everything happening, of course, I was just man, I can't even put it into words. It was just like too much, overwhelming, you know. But also, I know our strength. I know that we can overcome anything, you know. So
together.
Exactly.
So that you so how did you get into the 7th Street Mural?
So,
and I know that's a community within itself,
mm-hmm.
the 7th Street Mural.
Yes. So during the art show the first solo art show at the House of Art, a man named Jose Hernandez, he came in and he talked to Chris. He was like, "Oh, like I like her art. You know, like we have some space on the 7th Street wall if you're interested. And, you know, if you want to contact her and put her on." And Chris like texts me, "Hey, you want to do this?" And I was like, "Yes, of course." You know, I'd never thought about a mural that, you know, at that time, and it was really intimidating, but I was excited, you know. So I know that I had to like kind of start working on that spot that Saturday, and I probably found out like a Wednesday, you know.
Yeah.
So that Thursday, I drove by all the murals and stuff. I was lost, but I was driving by the murals, looking at it. It's like 8:00, you know, almost dark. Yeah. So I get over there. I look at my spot, and it was just like, ooh, you know, it's gonna be me. It's gonna be me.
Did you know it was that big?
No, I didn't know it's that big. And so I had to like re-sketch everything, and I didn't really have an idea at that time, but I finally kind of settled on redoing a painting that I already did called Day 13. And Day 13, it was like the same pose and everything, like with the paintbrush and the you know, kind of like, you know, head down. But I wanted, because of, you know, what was happening and everything, I kind of wanted to make a bigger message outside of just you know, how I was feeling at that time.
Yeah.
And that's when it came up with the Ain't I a Woman, and that idea kind of surfaced from readings that I was doing at the time, and just because I am a woman and I'm a Black woman, those two things kind of like overlap a lot. So I wanted to focus on, you know, how I was feeling as a Black woman and as an artist in that time period.
Wow. Oh. So that 7th Street mural, was there any outside influence on that? Or was that all Adaja Cooper?
That was all Adaja Cooper, yes. My mom, of course, I would go in her room, "Ma, can you help me with this?" Like, I don't know which one to choose. And there was like one other sketch of that mural that I almost chose, and it just had flowers and stuff on it, you know, kind of like a memorial moment. But I just wanted it to be strictly like just, you know, hardcore feeling, you know, just names and that feeling. So,
is it a part of the day that you like more creative than other parts?
Yes, sadly, like 2 a.m. to 3 or 4. That's when I'm just, I don't, you know, just in the zone, the flow state. Yeah.
Are you a procrastinator, or does that you just? Because I'm more creative late as well, but I'll put stuff off until like midnight or 1 o'clock, and then I'll start writing or doing whatever.
Yeah, and it's crazy. I was just having this conversation. I am a procrastinator, and it's for a reason, because I feel like that stress, that added stress of me trying to finish whatever I'm trying to finish, just like puts me over the edge, and I just like go above and beyond or some, I don't know why, but
so you work better under pressure?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
When's your birthday, Adaja?
October 5th.
Okay.
October 5th.
Less than a month out.
I thought you was about to say like July. I'm a procrastinator too, but I feel like I get more done in that gap that I actually just put it off to. You know. So, but so you paint the 7th Street mural, and how many days was it up?
Oof, it was up around maybe 3 nights.
3 nights.
Yes.
And somebody come through.
Yes.
And black out.
Defaces it pretty much. Yeah.
Yes. And then wrote like an arrow with like a smiley face or something. Yeah. You know, like laughing at me basically.
Did you ride down there? How did you get notified that had happened?
So This was during like virtual classes, so I would have been on campus, but I was at home, and I was waking up for class, and like the group chat for the 7th Street mural was like going, like just ringing nonstop, and I was like, that's weird. So I looked at the like the conversation, and someone just posted like a black wall, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess somebody's gonna start a new mural or something. And like I clicked on the picture, and I saw like the painting next to it, and I saw the painting to the right and the left of it. And I was like, that looks so familiar. I was like, I really thought like that's so familiar. And then I started reading the messages, and I was like, oh my gosh, like who would do this? And then and I was still like, I was, it was in the morning, like 8 o'clock in the morning, and I was still like, what are they talking about? And then it clicked, and it was just like my heart just dropped, So when I found out, I called my mom, and then I called someone, I think it was maybe Jose, and I drove over there just crying, because that was my first mural. It was like, it felt like an introduction of my art to the city,
right.
Because murals are for the public. So of course it's open to criticism, it's open to, people running their hands along, it's for the public. But I wasn't expecting it to be vandalized, like to that extent, So I drove over there, probably still in my pajamas, honestly, and just looking at it, and I was just like in disbelief, just could not believe it.
Like, what type of, like, you sitting outside of the mural you just painted, what type of emotions did you go through, like, as you're looking at it? Like, it's pretty much defaced, and like all your hard work, with it being such a strong and powerful mural, like the message you're, conveying through that mural, like, how did you feel, like, looking at that?
At first, I definitely took it personal, and then it was more anger towards, like, who would destroy this type of message, like, because it was my mural or whatever, like my name was, signed on it, but it wasn't, I started to think of, it wasn't me that they were, trying to erase. They were trying to erase that message.
That message. It wasn't
Exactly.
personally, I think.
Exactly.
I mean, same painting by anybody, they would have probably defaced it.
Exactly.
But that's around the time there's just a lot of hate and nastiness and anger and really a black and white, was pulled out of people.
Mm-hmm.
People really like were picking sides during that time.
Exactly.
Did you feel like at that time, like you were hopeless, like that was the only thing I could give the community right now at this time, and then they just took it away from me?
I wouldn't say hopeless, but it was like a deep sadness, because like creating art about like really hard topics does take something out of you. You put your emotions in it, and like while I was painting it, I was having to like double check the letter, the names and stuff, make sure I get it exactly perfect. And of course, like when I'm doing that, like articles and pictures, and it comes back up. And of course, like I did all that research in the beginning, but when you're in that space and you're like writing their names on the wall,
so you actually like seeing stuff that's actually going on with them, and like you going through these emotions all again. Just
yeah.
So you went to Central? You went to Central?
Mm-hmm.
Was that from Central to Hendrix? Was that a big change in like the environment there? Like, how was that?
Ooh, yes, it was. I love Central. I love it, and I actually got a chance to do a mural with them. I think it was last year or earlier this year. And of course, like Central's history is just so rich, and with the Little Rock Nine, and I was really like involved with, or at least I tried to be really involved with it, trying to do projects associated with Little Rock Nine. And so moving to Hendrix, it just felt like nothing. I felt like there was just nothing for me to like attach myself to,
No culture or just like nothing.
There's definitely a
no
culture.
offense to Hendrix.
No,
Because it's a private school, right?
It is a private school, and I would say there's no culture. It was just I didn't realize the culture.
It was a
until I
culture shock.
Right. There was a culture that I didn't have my foot in yet. With Central, it was just so easy for me to, dive right in. But Hendrick, that was definitely like a huge, like separate. Like I don't even know how to describe. It was just different.
Yeah. Was it welcome? Were they welcoming out there?
Yeah, they were very welcoming, and but it's still sometimes hard. Just
Did they touch your hair?
no. Oh no, I don't.
It happens.
It does happen.
Yeah.
So that do you feel like since you do so many cultural depictions and everything, do you feel like that like people try to box you in as an artist to say that, oh, well, she only does this,
Yes, all the time actually. Actually, I had a few comments that were kind of like, oh, do you only paint Black people, or like comments about, oh, you only do faces or you only do this, and
what's your response to that?
I mean, it's always trying to be like very
Professional,
right? Because I am representing like kind of my business,
Yeah.
So I say, well, this is my way of expressing yada yada yada, or faces just convey so much, and then my connection, my culture is with Black people,
Right.
So I always try to say that. But sometimes I think they're just implying that I can't paint anything else, which it doesn't really bother me because, I know what I'm capable of. It's just what I like to post on the internet,
Has any of the comments made you feel like guilty or anything for, painting most of the thing you paint versus any other thing that people would want to see you paint?
Yes. I had a comment. It was on like a playing card series that I did, and I painted Biggie and Tupac, and had a comment that was like, oh my gosh, why are you uplifting these like
Thugs.
rapper? Yes, I think they use the exact word, thugs and yada yada. And the same comment was also applied to one I did of Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, which was so interesting to me because I know it's not about like what you perceive as a thug. It's about, I'm painting Black men.
Black man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that was, I guess, like a criticism, but it's not going to stop me from painting, who I want to paint at all, because I'm doing it for a reason, and I believe in that reason. So
Interesting. And so your pain of your cousin at leaving the pool. How did you come about that? Because how old was she in that photo?
she was, I believe, 13 or 14.
And how old is she now?
She's turning 16.
Okay. So what made you? Because that picture itself is a really nice picture.
Thank you.
But what made you like, hey, I'm finna do this image here.
Right. So, okay. So like within the art community, it's kind of like, I think it's really important to use your own photos whenever you're painting something, because you can choose like a painting of a celebrity. I mean, not painting a picture of a celebrity, but still that's some photographer's work, So I don't really like relying on other photos. So if I could take the chance to take my own photo, like I will. And so I was at the pool with them. It was at my aunt's apartment, and I remember I was taking pictures all day because I was like, I'm gonna get that photo, and I wanted to be related to water because I had never done water before, at least not with oils. And so I said, this is my moment, and I took probably like close to 100 photos on my phone of the whole day, and probably 50 of Ayana, that's my cousin's name, Ayana, and of her like, jumping in the pool or like shaking her hair or something. And that picture that she did, she had gotten underwater, and then she slowly rose up. And if if you've been in the pool before and tried to do that, it's painful, It gets in your eyes and gets in your nose and stuff. So she did that for me for like maybe 4 times. And finally took the picture of her, and it was like 3 that I fell in love with, and I painted the one. I kind of merged two of them together to get the background, but yeah, that one was like it was golden.
Yeah, it was really good.
Thank you.
So have like since now people know you as an artist, and you actually they say you can't actually claim a title until you actually get paid for that, and up until you get paid, it's just a hobby. So has like the financial aspect, how has that changed your relationship with like people, like, hey, Adaja, she gets paid for this or that, you know? Let me ask her if I can hold this. How do you say no?
I just say no, but
Cutthroat.
but like, you know, I'm always like in a, you know, cheerful giving mood, you know. So especially with families, like that's not even a conversation that needs to be had. But I always try and like give back to local organizations when I can, especially ones that helped me like during that mural time period, and or even like dedicate my time to them, do anything that I can for them. So, but you know, with art, it's kind of, you have your seasons, you know, and even like with selling prints or selling originals, you never really know what the demand is like until you try and start selling it, and that could change like day to day. But a tool that's really been helpful is social media, like getting my art there, and then like having people from all around the world seeing it. That's really helpful. And so yeah,
it's gained you some not only just Arkansas, but like outside of Arkansas recognition also.
Yes.
Like, so people from outside of the state, they're contacting you, and they're wanting work and everything done.
Yeah.
What about for like, because it's difficult balancing school and having, like, if someone wants you to come and do a mural in their city or in their art gallery or something. Yes. How are you balancing that?
So she's a Libra.
I definitely rely on like my calendar and alarms a lot, because it does kind of get difficult. I remember it happened last year, so I could talk about it. But I remember some days I would just like skip classes and like go paint on, you know.
You did what?
I know, don't tell them, but they knew about it. But it like just to like try and like, you know, help my art career, because you know school is very important. Do not skip classes, kids.
Yeah, kids.
But you know, it was just sacrifices that I had to make to, you know, kind of get my art to that next level. And I don't do that anymore because I'm a junior. But it's definitely just early mornings and late nights.
Speaking, my bad. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. I was going to go back to the whole mirror situation. You said that y'all had a group chat, 7th Street Mirror group chat. Did you have to go through some type of initiation or something with that?
No.
Like if I go down there and start painting, somebody gonna jump out and y'all gonna rush me?
You ain't what you said.
Like, point them sticks.
7th Street. It's 7th Street, fool.
Point them paint sticks at you.
Damn. How that work? How did that work? Were you in? You was in it before you actually painted the mural, or when they get offered you the opportunity, that's when they introduce you to the group chat, or how did?
Yeah, that's kind of how it happened. Okay. Like as soon as I was offered a spot and like I kind of claimed it by painting on it, that's when it's kind of like, oh hey, come and meet Adaja. You know, they added me to the group chat and stuff, but they don't really like people. We don't really like people just kind of like painting and doing whatever, because some of those spots are reserved. So that's kind of, I guess, the importance of making sure that you can paint on it and then claiming it. Because I know there was a conversation about like what is considered vandalism down there, because what we're doing is not vandalism. And I got that comment a lot too, that I was vandalizing city property or whatever. But
that space is specifically awarded to the 7th Street mural.
Yes, we have permission to paint on it.
So have you? Because I hadn't seen anything or read anything about it. Have you went back over that piece and or put something different there since it's been vandalized?
So it's a great question. So after it was first vandalized, I was devastated. I was like, oh my gosh, and it's gone. But Jose and I think it was a few other people at like 4 a.m. They went and like scrubbed the walls because the type of paint that they used, it was like it could peel off, right? So they used like all types of chemicals and stuff, and they scrubbed it down, and it didn't look brand new, but it was, the painting was back. And so all I had to do was, like redo some parts of it, like the main figure, clean up the edges, but it was still there. Like the skeleton was there. And when it happened the second time, the type of paint, it was a different paint. It was like a primer, they tried to be sneaky. But the same thing, like just a few chemicals, and we like scrubbed it off, and that time it looked aged for sure. But I didn't do anything to really the figure, but I did like freshen up the words, because at that point it's important to know that the history of that mural, I don't want to like make it sparkling new again. But you can still kind of see like the paint that was covering it up. So I didn't want to like take it off completely, because,
That's even a message in a message, though.
Right.
Like, if you think about it, because with a black woman and the names of a black woman on the mural, and then the names of black women that have been, wrongly killed, but like it's like a bend, but like you can't erase this. You know what I'm saying? You could try all you want to get rid of this, but we gonna bring it back. Like we gonna keep representing.
Exactly.
So.
You said Rex saw your potential, and he helped you hone your skills, and had a lot to do with you getting to the point where you are now. You right now, do you think that with everything he taught you and you've learned, can you do the same to somebody that you see potential in?
Yes, I think so. I feel like I got some more things to learn for sure. But I would definitely love to be like that. Pass the torch on for sure. Yeah.
Are you getting opportunities from surrounding schools or programs to like come in and speak and to show and like kind of like bridge the gap with young people in the area that could possibly want to be interested in doing art?
Yes. So I did a commission, like a really, really big commission, like 6 by 8 feet tall painting for the Central Arkansas Library System. And they work a lot with kids and like learning and stuff. So that's kind of what the painting was about. And it's up at the Williams Library here in Little Rock. And, I've been offered like opportunities to do little workshops with, with kids like related to art, because, art is kind of like that subject in school where it's like it's kind of related to PE, like, oh, you could do it.
You can do it.
And it's for fun,
So a lot of people don't.
People kind of downplay it.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So even though it's like everywhere around us, art surrounds us, it's kind of pushed as like, oh, if you pursue art, you're gonna be, you're gonna struggle, you're gonna be a suffering artist or
struggling artist.
Exactly.
Just the tag that comes
Right.
with it, yeah.
Right. So yeah, it's really important, I think, to kind of like involve kids and let them know that, with art, you can create anything. You could literally create anything that you can imagine. That creativity is very important for any other skill that you need.
And when you were thug life, Adaja, skipping school, what was more important, the exposure or the bag, the money behind it?
Oh, the exposure for sure. Because the money can always come later, but I feel like it wasn't really like I was wanting to be famous or anything. That wasn't the case. I just wanted the art to be there. I wanted my art to kind of speak for itself, if one day like I can't speak for it, So that was always important. And like the money, that was something that I was kind of like that I wanted when I first started painting. Like I was painting to make money, and of course commissions, like I do get that incentive, but now it's just I want to paint with a message. That's like the most important thing for me, and like making sure that message, like I'm well informed on it, and that it reaches people.
It goes through, like, yeah. your part is actually getting through to the people.
Right.
Do you have any favorite artists of your own? Like, you know, I look up to them. I would like to get my skill set there. And who is it?
Okay, so for sure Rex Deloney, he's amazing, and then
He got an uncle named Rex. That's why I keep
Oh,
asking about Rex.
Shout out to all.
So Rex for sure, and then there's an artist named Titus Kaifer, and what he does is kind of really interesting. He takes like historical photos, and he kind of either like he paints them first of all, and it's just like a really delicate way of painting, you know, very almost like Renaissance like, you know. And then he like cuts out the painting that he just did and kind of folds it over and reveals like the history behind it, literally the history behind it, with like African Americans or just like a cultural symbolism within it. And he actually, one of the paintings is in Crystal Bridges here in Arkansas.
He's from Arkansas?
No, but his painting was.
Where is he from?
I do not know. I don't know. I think it's like.
Where is Crystal Bridges at?
It's in Bentonville.
Yes.
Okay.
Bentonville. But he's really dope. Kehinde Wiley is really cool too. He did Obama's portrait. I don't know if you remember like the flowers and stuff, the greenery.
Wow.
Basquiat, he's
of course.
You know,
Basquiat,
very creative.
he's a black New York artist, right?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know him?
Yeah, I know of him because of music. Because a lot of rappers speak about him being the top tier when it comes. Did he commit suicide or something?
I think it was like drug overdose.
Okay. Yeah.
What let's say do you only see, like, as far as the art goes for you, do you strictly see yourself as just like paint with oils and acrylics, or do you see yourself like branching off into photography or things like that?
Yes. I actually really like photography. I took a photography class, a couple of them, and it's like film, you know, so I had to like develop them. And that's my second job, working as a darkroom monitor. So I really like photography.
You put them in the water? Or
Yeah.
Like they do in the
They
movies.
still do that?
Around. Yeah.
Wow.
Damn.
They do. And of course, like clothing is something I really want to get into, and printmaking. That's kind of like what I use to like make clothing. So little tote bags, I want to paint on them. Shoes, I want to paint. All types of things that I just kind of want to branch out to, because like canvas, like paint on canvas is something that, you know, my roots and stuff, but you know, it's also a tool to paint on other things. And,
So would you say art is something that can get Deja to where she actually wants to be or wishes to aspire to be?
Yes, I think so. And I think it started, not to sound corny, I really think it started with education too, you know, like going to Central was just like, it was a jump start, you know, like learning about that history, and wanting to find some way to like express like what I just learned, you know. And that started with like projects I helped with, and organized like the Little Rock 9 like memorial bench for Elizabeth Eckford, and that's at Central. And it started with that, like creating something in the purest form, like just creating it, like watching it, you know, come together. And, you know, it's kind of like a reflection piece. And so from then, it was like art just came natural, you know. And
At Central, does everybody come in, or do they have like a certain curriculum as far as their specific history that everybody has to, like, you got to know this, that, and the third with the school type of situation?
Kind of. We take like a history class as mandatory.
Arkansas history?
Central history?
No, I didn't take that class. I don't think they offer that class. But it was kind of like a civics class, and we did learn about the Little Rock 9. But I learned more about the Little Rock 9 from, you know, listening to the Little Rock 9. You know, they would often come, maybe like annually, to talk about their experiences. Yeah.
Well, unique. Well, what about what's the next? You're in your junior year of college. What's the 3 to 5 year plan for you?
Creating a lot more originals with different meanings, and like it's a lot of stuff like cooking right now. You know, it's in the pie. Everything that I've learned up to now, I'm just trying to express that. So I definitely want to be in more galleries, in museums. Just get my stuff like out of Arkansas as well, because of course I have like prints that have made its way out of the state. But I just want originals to be displayed out of the state as well, because Arkansas is my home, but I would like that, you know, that next step.
Of course.
I was gonna say, would you do you see yourself potentially going to more art specific places like maybe DC or New York or Chicago to try to?
Yeah.
Absolutely. New York sounds really nice. And even like Atlanta, you know, anywhere where like it's really cultural. I feel like they'll, you know, art is appreciated, but I feel like it'll be really welcome.
It seems like it's a big thing in New York or something, because you know
like
Nelson
art
said his
Oh,
daughter
yeah.
wanted to go to New York
New
to
York.
go to
Art.
to do art and
Art,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they got a lot of art institutes, and then just like schools specifically, like all that stuff. So yeah.
Have
It's
you
one of the
ever been
hubs.
commissioned to do like right now, paint this right now?
Oh, like right now.
Like
Something
say
on the
if somebody
spot?
came in here, all right, we sitting at this table,
Mhm.
and I want you to paint us in this everything behind us right now. Have you ever had a situation like that?
Never.
Yeah.
No,
Would
that's-
that be a challenge for you, or would that be something you would like to do, or you would be like, oh no, I don't know, you know?
That I would like to do that for sure. We actually do that in my art class I'm taking now, just like still life, and we'll have a model coming in and just paint them, you know. But that's kind of hard, you know, because y'all, if I
Yeah,
did,
you gotta
paint it,
sit
can't
there for
move.
hours.
Right?
This is the first example.
No,
so
you can just take a picture and then just paint it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So what's your next big project you working on? What you working on right now?
Okay, so right now I'm working on a mural in Conway, and then I'm working on a really, really large commission. It's like 11 paintings. And after that, I have like a magazine offer coming up.
No, now
Oh,
Yes,
cut
I
up.
Big
do.
Deja.
talk your shit.
Big Deja.
A magazine
do.
offer coming
Yeah,
up.
Yes.
That's so dope.
Like
Yes.
the face, like a page of a magazine, or like the.
Like the cover, and then I'll have
You heard it here first.
something in the.
I already know you gonna kill it.
Big
Been
Deja.
thinking the wheels been turning
know.
already. Man.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's so dope.
Yeah, just one last question for me is like, what would you? I know you said you plan on branching out and things like that after school, but like, you're super young right now with a full life ahead of you. But what do you see yourself? Because I hear you referring to a lot of murals and stuff like that. But what type of artist do you see yourself or want to be known for?
Oh man, that's a great question. I want to be like not stuck to one medium, not stuck to one like idea, but I do just want to just paint, like not to paint. I don't want to paint commissions like the rest of my life for sure. I want to like just put my ideas like on the canvas or wherever I'm going. I want to, like, even if I'm painting clothes, I want it to be art, you know? And it's just like, I see it, you know, I could like see it, but I can't really put it into words. It's just, it's just like pure creation.
You just want to create your art and just put it out and let it exist.
Yeah,
and not,
exactly.
Gotcha.
Let it exist. And it's one of those things where like the paintings are going to live on, hopefully. And even like when I'm not here, I want it to be able to speak for itself. Be like, oh wow, like look at this, look at that. Even if like, you know, there's no label on it, there's no one selling you like, oh, look at what I did with this. This means that, you know. I just want it to like live for itself.
When you painting, do you listen to music or you prefer silence?
Oh, I listen to a lot. I have like 2 or 3 different things playing in the background.
Like
2 or
what?
3
Like
different.
Yes, I have like a movie, like kind of on low.
God damn, girl.
I have
Take a speaker with
She
you.
listen to she watching Set It Off, listening to goddamn the City
What
Girls.
type of music you listen to? What?
So I have the movie on 3, right? And then I'll have the song that I'm listening to is probably like Bill Withers or
Who is that? What kind of music?
Bill Withers.
Bill Withers.
Hang on now. Bill Withers.
I just heard this.
Is that country music?
No. That's
No,
yeah. Not the Lean On Me.
Yeah,
Lean On Me.
That's
and,
Bill Withers?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
My bad.
No, it's all,
I done fucked up.
Bill Withers. Tyler the Creator. He's
I listened to his last 2 albums. They're really good.
They are.
Tyler, yeah, they are.
Really,
He
man.
definitely
Bro,
outside the box.
like,
It
no,
was
I'm
kind
not-
of slept on though.
No, I've been, bro.
No, I'm saying he was kind of
Because he kind of came out like he was weird, but well, people put him in the box as weird, but he's really dope, bro. I listen to that Earthquake song and watch the video all the time.
Yes.
That song hard.
Do you have a specific nail shop that you go to constantly or whatever? Because I know it's gonna be women this on here like they always talking about where you go get your nails done at, because it seems like they always looking for somewhere else to get their nails done. So if you can let them know.
I'm really inconsistent with my nails,
Okay.
honestly. Like I just hop around place to place.
Okay.
Whoever open.
Whoever's open, exactly. And if they're not open, I'm taking them off myself.
Yeah.
That's how I am.
Well, I want to personally thank you for coming and sharing some of your time with us. You have a great energy, and it's amazing for you to be so young and be so focused on what you want. Very well balanced. So that's a dope. It's gonna be a lot of people that see this gonna be inspired, want to get their kids inspired. You know what I mean? Thinking about arts and what opportunities that come with being in the art world and everything like that. So I just want to say I appreciate you coming with us. For me anyway.
Thank you.
Definitely thank you for your time. And you being just an inspiration to young black girls, being an inspiration to a community, representing for Little Rock. So just keep striving, keep pushing for greatness.
And holler at 7th Street for me. I wanna get in the game.
I will.
And again, to add on to what they said, Adaja, you're young, you're driven, and you're doing a lot of great things that kids that's your age that's just not in that lane, and that's what separates you from another person. Is the next person is that you're not quitting. You continue to move on and achieve and everything, and I think that's definitely great for the culture, but that's definitely great for you as a person, and it shows that you come from a solid foundation also. So shout out to your mom, grandsons, everybody,
And shout out to Rex.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And we brought you on, but in your career as you're moving on, always know that you have the JOAT podcast as a place where you can always come to, and we're 100% for you. And
You can lean on us.
Absolutely, lean on us.
I got a real quick question though. I don't know, but just like you do a lot of commissions. You ever had people give you pushback on your price?
Ooh, yes.
No.
Well,
Talk
they
about it.
No, they say it's too cheap.
Spill the tea.
They be saying it's too much.
They said it's not in my budget. I'm
So
like,
and they be expecting you to come down.
Hey,
Yeah,
you
You
ever-
be like,
First
I let me when you get your coin.
but when you were new into it, you came down on your prices. Then.
oh, yeah. My first painting that I sold, just between us.
2 for 1.
Hey, hold on. We don't edit this.
$15. $15.
I got it.
Yes.
All right, now since you brought that up, what's the most you've been paid for one pint?
Oh, $1,600.
No.
Say it again.
1,600.
1,600. Y'all heard it?
1,600.
Y'all heard it?
She ain't saying she from the 1,600 block. She saying
No, that's a blessing though. But yeah, just another thing, which I'm sure you got a great mom and things like that. Just your price is your price. Can't nobody put a price on your art. You know what I'm saying? Don't let nobody ever budge you or make you feel like you need to come down. So
Thank you.
for sure.
And you didn't have to do this either. So, man, you're a full artist. And
She did this for a cup of coffee.
the wrong coffee. But definitely here at the JOAT podcast, you have a home here. You're
Thank
more
you
than
so
welcome to
much.
come back when you're working on something. We will come to you.
I was gonna say we could set up and shoot in front of a bunch of your paints. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Display some of your stuff.
That'd be
Definitely.
so dope. I would love that.
So yeah.
And continue to stay driven, continue to stay strong, and represent the culture and do what you do because you're on the right path. You're on the right path. And
Thank you so much.
Hats off to you. We salute you.
Sure. Thank you.
Listen, if you truly love the Lord, you go follow, subscribe, like, hit the notifications button for the JOAT podcast on all platforms. Amen.
Amen.
Hey, y'all give
real
it
quick,
up.
drop your tag, Adaja.
Oh, okay. So my Instagram is Adaja Cooper, ADAJA COOPER. Facebook, same thing. Twitter, same thing. YouTube, same thing. My website is AdajaCooperStudio.com.
Give him a cash out
The
too.
link is on the bottom. Give him your cash out.
Cash App, $ Adaja Cooper.
Give him
And
your
that
social
Venmo.
security number.
And y'all give it up for Adaja Cooper. Adaja, thanks for coming through.